For most of us, Earth feels mapped, measured, and fully understood. Satellites orbit above us, oceans are charted, and every continent appears neatly divided on glowing digital screens. We are told that there are no blank spaces left on our planet. No unknown corners, no mysteries big enough to escape science. And yet, this belief could not be further from the truth. Scattered across the globe are places that resist explanation, defy physics, and quietly challenge everything we think we know about reality itself. Places where instruments fail, where people disappear, where time behaves strangely, and where science runs out of answers. Today on Wikivedia Plus, we will explore the most unexplained places on Earth. Let's dive in. Our journey begins in a stretch of land so infamous that pilots, sailors, and scientists alike still debate whether it should even exist as a coherent location. The Bermuda Triangle. Officially, it is nothing more than a loosely defined region in the North Atlantic Ocean, stretching between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. Unofficially, it is one of the most dangerous and mysterious zones on Earth. For decades, ships have vanished here without distress signals, aircraft have dropped off radar screens, and experienced navigators have reported compasses spinning wildly, refusing to point north. Governments insist there is nothing unusual about the area, attributing incidents to storms, human error, or coincidence. Yet internal reports, leaked testimonies, and survivor accounts tell a darker story. Some pilots claimed the sky turned an unnatural gray, time seemed to slow, and radio communication dissolved into static moments before disappearance. If the Bermuda Triangle is merely a myth, then why has no single explanation ever accounted for all the anomalies recorded there? Thousands of kilometers away, deep in the Pacific Ocean, lies another mystery that science struggles to classify. The Yonaguni Monument, located underwater near the coast of Japan, appears to be a massive stone structure composed of sharp angles, terraces, staircases, and flat platforms. To some geologists, it is a natural formation shaped by erosion and tectonic activity. To others, it resembles the remains of an ancient civilization lost beneath rising seas more than 10,000 years ago. What makes Yonaguni unsettling is its precision. The right angles, straight edges, and symmetrical steps look disturbingly artificial. If it is man-made, then it predates known civilizations by thousands of years, forcing us to rewrite the timeline of human history. If it is natural, then nature itself has produced something eerily architectural. Either way, Yonaguni refuses to fit comfortably into our understanding of the past. In Central Europe, hidden among forests and quiet roads, lies a location so strange that even locals avoid staying there for long: the Hoia Baciu Forest in Romania. Often referred to as the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania, this forest has been the subject of paranormal investigations for decades. Visitors report intense feelings of anxiety, nausea, and disorientation upon entering. Electronic devices malfunction without warning. Photographs capture unexplained orbs of light, shadows without sources, and distortions that cannot be replicated. But the most unsettling phenomenon occurs at the forest's center, a perfectly circular clearing where no vegetation grows. Soil samples show no obvious abnormalities. Radiation levels appear normal, and yet, plants refuse to take root there. Some researchers believe the forest sits atop a geological fault that emits electromagnetic anomalies. Others suspect something far less explainable. The truth is, no one knows why Hoia Baciu behaves the way it does. Far to the south, in one of the harshest environments on the planet, lies a mystery buried beneath ice: Antarctica's Lake Vostok. Trapped under nearly 4 kilometers of solid ice, this subglacial lake has been sealed off from the outside world for at least 15 million years. When scientists first detected it using radar imaging, they realize something extraordinary. The lake is enormous, nearly the size of Lake Ontario, and remains liquid despite the freezing temperatures above. Even more unsettling is the possibility that it hosts life forms completely isolated from Earth's known ecosystems. Life that evolved without sunlight, without contact, and without competition. What makes Lake Vostok controversial is not just what might live there, but what humanity might unleash by drilling into it. Some scientists argue that opening the lake could contaminate an untouched ecosystem. Others quietly speculate that Lake Vostok might contain biological surprises we are not prepared to face. In the deserts of Peru, massive lines stretch across the ground, visible only from the air. The Nazca lines, created by removing the dark topsoil to reveal lighter earth beneath, these gigantic geoglyphs depict animals, geometric shapes, and humanoid figures. Their scale is breathtaking, their precision is impossible to appreciate from the ground. And their purpose remains unknown. The Nazca people had no known technology for flight, yet the designs seem intended to be seen from above. Some researchers suggest religious rituals, others propose astronomical calendars. And then there are theories far outside academic comfort zones, suggesting communication with gods or visitors from the sky. What remains undeniable is that the Nazca lines required planning, coordination, and knowledge far more advanced than previously attributed to their creators. In Siberia, an event occurred in 1908 that still defies explanation: the Tunguska explosion. On a quiet morning, a massive blast flattened over 2,000 square kilometers of forest, snapping trees like matchsticks and releasing energy equivalent to hundreds of atomic bombs. Witnesses reported a blinding flash, a fireball streaking across the sky, and shockwaves felt hundreds of kilometers away. Yet when scientists arrived years later, they found no impact crater. No fragments, no definitive evidence of a meteorite. Theories range from an airburst comet to exotic matter explosions. Some fringe hypotheses even suggest experimental technology or phenomena unknown to modern physics. Over a century later, Tunguska remains one of the most powerful unexplained events in recorded history. Deep beneath the Earth's surface, in caves across the world, another mystery lurks: sounds that should not exist. Known as earth hums or cave moans, these low-frequency vibrations have been recorded in remote underground locations. They do not match seismic activity, they do not align with industrial noise, and they persist even in untouched environments. Some scientists propose microseismic movements or airflow through rock formations. Others admit that current instruments cannot identify the source. To those who hear them, the sounds feel alive, almost intentional, as if the planet itself were speaking in a language we cannot yet decode. Midway through our exploration, one question becomes unavoidable. What if these places are not anomalies, but warnings? What if they are reminders that Earth is not fully tamed, not fully understood, and not fully under our control? In the Pacific, there exists a point so remote that it is closer to astronauts aboard the International Space Station than to any human settlement on Earth. Point Nemo, officially known as the oceanic pole of inaccessibility, it is the most isolated location on the planet. No ships pass nearby, no aircraft fly overhead. And when spacecraft are decommissioned, they are deliberately crashed here. What makes Point Nemo unsettling is not just its isolation, but its emptiness. Biologists report unusually low levels of life. Sound recordings capture strange acoustic signals traveling through the deep ocean. And psychologically, Point Nemo represents something deeply uncomfortable: true isolation on a planetary scale. In China, an area known as the Sichuan Triangle has been linked to a disturbing pattern of disappearances. Aircraft incidents, missing hikers, and unexplained accidents have led locals to treat the region with caution. Official investigations cite weather patterns and terrain. But survivors describe dense fogs that appear without warning, sudden loss of orientation, and equipment failures. The similarities to the Bermuda Triangle are hard to ignore, raising the possibility that certain regions of Earth may naturally produce conditions capable of disrupting human perception and technology. Perhaps the most unsettling aspect of these unexplained places is that they are not confined to one continent, one culture, or one type of environment. They appear in oceans, forests, deserts, ice fields, and underground. They affect compasses, electronics, biology, and human consciousness. And despite centuries of progress, we are still forced to admit a simple truth: our planet is stranger than our theories. As technology advances, we may eventually explain some of these mysteries, others may remain forever beyond reach. But perhaps the real danger lies not in what we do not know, but in our assumption that everything can be known. Earth has existed for billions of years. Humanity has studied it seriously for barely a few centuries. To believe we have uncovered all its secrets is not confidence, it is arrogance. And as long as these unexplained places continue to exist, silent and indifferent to our curiosity, they serve as a reminder that mystery is not a flaw in our understanding. It is a fundamental feature of the world we live in. This is the end of today's journey, but it is not the end of the mystery. What unexplained place do you believe hides the darkest truth? Share your thoughts in the comments, subscribe to Wikivedia Plus, and tell us which mystery you want us to uncover next. Until then, the Earth is watching and waiting.